Don't tell me when I'm going live. I tell you when I'm going live.
I got the buttons, motherfucker. You're live.
You know, that doesn't work at all, does it?
Uh-uh.
Oh, if you're hanging out in the chat, welcome. If you can't hear anybody, please let us know. If I'm way too fucking loud, you should let us know as well.
Don't do that again.
Yeah, I heard myself echo through your headset.
Don't do that again.
I'm just throwing it back out there.
I keep hearing myself echoing through his headset, so...
You should probably turn that down at some point. Have you not seen one of my videos?
Oh, Lord.
Just throwing it out there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday night. That means you have a lack of Destiny content options. So you're here with us. And tonight, we have a special episode. We've assembled the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. For a special episode I call Mayhem. Why? Because it sounded really fucking cool and there's no reasoning behind it. So there you have it.
You mean my fucking abilities are not going to be charged near instantly? I demand a refund.
I mean, if your ability is being extremely flatulent, you're probably fine.
I mean, with the beer I'm drinking right now, I don't need help with that. We're good.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Yeah.
How's everyone
Oh,
doing?
Lord.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Good.
Oh. I'm drinking.
I feel like I'm barely alive, so let's move on.
Full disclosure, we are totally drinking tonight.
You guys
we are.
True.
Here, let me move this back. I want to show you guys something. So, in the chat right now, JD Turkleton is Josh Brolin on Twitter. He's been a follower of mine for a long time.
Does he want you putting that out there?
Yeah, got to show you. This is going to be kind of weird with the lights, but he sent me this.
Oh, yes.
Peregrine Greaves with the man-at-arms symbol on the knee.
Peregrine Greaves! Yes.
And if you click this, these are all of his links.
Why don't you
Lord.
take some photos and put those up, and we'll...
Or type them out. Don't be a lazy ass.
But I just wanted to say on the air, thank you so much for that. That is fucking awesome.
I love it. Somebody sends you a piece of art and they get a thank you. I sent you a fucking computer and I got a... You're an asshole.
I mean, I do speak truth.
You just had to bring that up.
Could be worse.
I gotta...
fucking Discord because I can't get all 4 of you in like one line. It's like... Monitor's way too big.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Phrasing?
So, I don't know what you guys have been up to, but for the last 2 days, I spent about 9 collective hours getting my very first Crown of Sorrows clear. I had to be taught the raid from top to bottom. Did it with 2 teams. And the thing is, last night we were just running through it, and we got to the boss, did it for a while, and we're like, no, I'm too tired. Then I had to go back through it today with a totally different team. Almost everyone had done some of it each anyway, because everyone had like a different thing. Everyone was talking over each other, but by the time I got to the boss, it was pretty good. And after like 4 hours, we finally cleared it, which gave me my triumphs seal. Super fucking excited about that. That was like my big thing. And then also, because I'm fucking smart, I duplicated the checkpoint as soon as we got to the boss, and I'm going to be doling that checkpoint out to anyone who wants it on PC or PS4 week. So by the time you hear this, audio listeners, sorry, video listeners, all right.
Totally worthless now.
But if it's before reset on September 17th and you want Auron checkpoint, hit me up on Twitter.
It's
I will hook you up.
$12.
Is that American dollars?
Yeah. He's charging.
No, I'm not charging for the. No, I'm not charging shit.
Yeah, you got to
Just
pay
hit
for
me
a
up.
moving truck.
Yeah, if you pay for a moving truck, like I'll give you all the checkpoints. I'll give you a checkpoint to my heart that you can use at any point.
Well then.
I don't have the pizza. The only reason I don't have it on Xbox is because I don't have Forsaken on Xbox. So, if you'll pay for my copy of Forsaken on Xbox, I'll give you the checkpoint. How about that? I'm not saying it to bribe you, but if you really need it,
Oh, you got to send him an
I'll
Xbox
give it to
too.
you. No, I have an Xbox. I have, you know, roommate has one in the living room, and I have one on the shelf. Like I have it. I'm good. I just don't have Forsaken. It's the only reason I'm not giving it on Xbox. It's the only reason.
All right,
Forsaken
yeah,
is
FYI,
so
we're also
quiet.
doing Ask Us Anything for this.
Oh my.
Yes. Ask us
Which
anything.
there was a couple questions on Twitter earlier, but
Yes.
I mean,
We'll wait.
I'm highly unorganized.
I saw them. Oh shit.
Titan.
All Titan.
I love that that's actually an excuse.
I mean, some of us, play Titan, some of us just are.
Some of you just eat crayons.
Them's fighting words, Green.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I've put much weirder things in my mouth without knowing where they were at.
Wow. Okay.
And the truth comes out, ladies and gentlemen. And the truth comes out.
I don't know that
Pretty
that's.
sure that was an assumption.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was
Let me-
well known.
Let me just say, I've met some really stupid hunters and warlocks in my day too. No
That's fair.
class keys or precludes from intelligence or a lack thereof. Okay.
Oh, I'm well aware. I mean, we had Cade,
So let's-
so
Right. So let's dispense with this whole idea that Titans are inherently stupid. Just because we're aggressive, that doesn't mean we're stupid. It just means we're passionate.
passionate
Titans are passionate.
and have an oral fixation. It's fine.
I do have an
I'm not
oral
disagreeing
fixation.
with anything you've said so far.
I mean, look, it's no coincidence
I'm dropping
that
shit. It's
the
awesome.
one guardian that Marasov kind of said, "All right, you're fine." Is Lord Shax is a Titan. That motherfucker has an oral fixation. Otherwise, she wouldn't have stuck around for any length of time.
He had his helmet
That's
on the
all
whole
what it
time.
is.
Didn't wait. Tay, one of the Bungie devs, was talking about how Shax had his
God.
helmet on the whole
I know,
time.
Tay.
So that means that Shax did not have his oral fixation fix that day. Anyway.
Okay, you can have a helmet on and you can move it up to where your mouth is visible.
Yeah, but
Okay.
why?
Think Spider-Man
I mean,
gets put down there.
but that horn is in the way, and things happen. And
Right
it's-
place.
No,
Yeah, but
no.
okay,
Are
you
we
can't tell
all
me she
getting
doesn't.
I
Are
mean,
we
she
all
might
getting
be.
reacquainted with
By the way, my dog-
Come on, Marasov.
Puppy.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
puppies.
pissed off her dog.
All right, pizza trains in the chat goes, are we all getting reacquainted with the menu? My answer is no.
I will be because I still need to
I'm
get
gonna
some
go
of
in-
the weapons.
Going on Friday before reset or either 2 nights. I'm going to go in to get triple rewards. I want to get some machine guns.
Yeah.
Thing. I want to do it. I just haven't had a chance
I think-
because raids.
I think Boop won chat already for the night.
What'd Boop say?
The horn was used.
Maybe. I mean, if you believe Issachar, it was.
And he's our mod, for fuck's sake. What shot do we have?
That's what I think he just wins chat for tonight.
No,
That's
because
cool.
Wicked will show up at some point.
Yep.
Oh,
Also throwing this out there, if anyone has to pee, just go, I have to pee, and just go pee.
I'm
Or
not
ju-
going in my seat.
Or just disappear.
mean,
it's
just-
fine. We'll
it
deal with it.
happens. It happens.
it was more, probably directed at me because he just saw me chug a beer and pour another one and start drinking it right away.
But I mean, listen to Rogan. Like, they'll just do it in mid sentences. Like, okay, anyway, hold on, I gotta pee, and like the guest just fucking leaves.
The story
Right.
time is over now.
And him
Pause.
and Jamie just start fucking talking for a while.
Oh man.
Oh, I love listening to Rogan half the time.
Half the time.
Oh, I can't deal with Rogan when he's doing one of his MMA shows. If you're, I
Oh,
don't,
yeah,
I
I
don't
can't
get into
listen to a lot of
MMA at all, and this I
That
don't.
man is very excited for it.
I don't want this to sound racist at all, but it will, and I don't mean it to. But every once in a while, there's random black rapper guy that I've never heard of in my life that shows up, and I can't listen to that either. So, pretty much any other guest that he does, he can make interesting, but just there's a couple of things I just can't do with him.
Jim is not peeing. You made a screen
Oh,
that
he's-
says Jim is not
He's
peeing.
been having fun with that ever since we started talking about the vaping, I guess, is getting like you can't do it on Twitch anymore, or they're going to stop allowing it on Twitch. So
Oh, really?
yeah, that's a thing.
They won't allow vaping, but they'll still allow drinking in moderation.
Let's not push them on that point, all right?
Oh, I'm aware.
And again, it was a rumor. It wasn't. It's not like this is 100%. Like nobody actually did any research. So Jim just threw that together and threw it up.
Well, it's like you can be high on Twitch, you just can't get high on Twitch.
Right.
But
How
you
would
can
they
go-
know the difference?
Well, like they physically can't be on camera taking
Right.
a hit.
Well, I
But
mean,
you can
obviously,
lean
but
out
like,
of frame.
but good lord, leaving out of frame. You take, all you hear is
Twitch
the
will
bubble
allow
in the
will allow
background.
animals to be thrown, but no vaping.
Oh my god, that freaking!
Oop,
I don't
oop.
even remember her name. I don't even fucking care what her name
I'm
is.
glad you don't remember her name, because we don't glorify pieces of shit. We don't go, look at this turd.
Mm-hmm.
I've never once
Gosh.
said, look at this turd. Oh, well, no, that's not true. Never mind.
I mean,
So
Look at this turd.
all right,
haven't you?
since
you
we're
certainly.
here, since we're here, and I haven't seen this video, was this an aggressive throw, or was this
No.
like the throw
She
that?
tossed it over her shoulder.
So
Fuck the cat over the fucking-
it's the throw that everybody
It's
does
one
with
thing
their
to be
cat.
like-
Just here, like get off my
No,
lap.
no,
or
no, no, no,
whatever.
no, no, no.
Or is it
no.
like it wasn't like spike the football on the ground kind of
No.
throw?
The thing
Like
was
this.
that she did not. Yeah,
Just
she.
like this.
Yep, she tossed the cat over her shoulder. It wasn't a drop on the ground lightly. It was literally, I'm going to throw you up into the air and let you fend for yourself.
Oh, that's, fuck. I don't know. Owning a barn and having a
Right.
bunch of cats where I, throw them at rats to go get them.
But you don't
go get
chuck
the
it at the rat. I mean,
As long as she's still on the air, we're safe, so fuck it.
whatever.
Is she?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Is her
With
channel?
impunity.
Is her channel still active?
Sure, our fucking channel's huge, bro.
As far as I know.
that's the hypocrisy that a lot of people
That's the
are
problem.
worried about. It's this idea that you can get away with murder if you make a lot of money for the site,
Mm-hmm.
and that's been kind of the. This is not the first instance of this. This is just one of the most heinous ones because there was apparently
There's a
no
huge
repercussion.
outcry.
You know,
Bibbles
and
still
like
trolls
for
them
like
daily.
Because
Oh, I know.
PETA
I'm not
is
a-
strong.
Daily.
I'm a big fan of like Dr. Disrespect. And everything he's ever done that's ever been fucked up, he has addressed it, and he has been banned or temporarily, or he has been suspensions, and he's atoned for it. And to be fair, he hasn't done those same things again. Like he's kind of he's an asshole, but he's a human asshole that is willing to at least have that discussion on some level. This person with the cat has not atoned for it, doesn't give a fuck. There was no repercussions. That's the issue.
There's a lot of
That's the big thing.
streamers who do stunts. And I don't think hers was a stunt necessarily, but
No.
there are some that'll do stupid shit just as a stunt to get attention. And because Twitch isn't going to be super, super strict on it, they're going to get away with it.
Right. I would have a beer with Dr. Disrespect out of character. I think he's a very smart businessman. I think in his heart of hearts a good guy. And again, he's very human and he's a good player. Agree with the persona. I don't like the way that he does things, but it clearly works for him. And again, when he does step outside of that box, we'll call him on it. He at least has the fucking, if you'll pardon the phrase, balls to say, yeah, that was stupid. Won't do that. Like the E3 thing. Really,
That was dumb.
that was really
Going into the
stupid.
bathroom.
That was real dumb. Yeah.
Okay.
It was dumb. It was really, really dumb. And I have a difficult time believing that they didn't think that through. But on the same token, there was probably that portion of the brain that went, we might get away with this, and even if we don't, it'll be good press. And they
Well,
did get
Actually,
It's
I
like-
can totally see streaming if you're doing it from your phone and going, oh shit, I gotta go pee, and walking into the bathroom and never thinking I'm going into a restroom other than being kind of like self-focused and going, well, they can't see from, here, so,
mean,
Yeah,
You're
he-
interacting with chat though.
He had a camera crew.
I mean, if that's the case, if he had a camera crew and everything, totally different story. I'm just saying. But if he's like on
Yeah,
his
he had a
phone,
camera crew and a producer and shit.
then they
Well,
should have all been taken out back and shot.
What about
So,
the
like,
difference between him and Logan Paul with the whole thing he did in Japan?
The
very
the
different.
forest thing.
The Logan Paul
Mhm.
thing. Logan Paul needs to just stop.
Yeah.
Take his millions and go home. That guy's an it. Now his brother, who I don't like much more, is a lot more of an empathetic individual, in my opinion, especially after the Shane Dawson documentary on him. I don't like him, but I understand him a lot more. He is redeemable. His brother Logan, not so much. His brother Logan's a piece of shit.
Kind of trashy.
They're definitely both kind of trashy. I'm not disputing that for a second. Haven't seen the Shane Dawson thing on him. At least watch that, see where the dude is coming from. Because again,
Rick,
you have to put yourself in that position for a certain degree of
is
being a preteen and having to deal with all the shit YouTubers got to deal with.
is
And
there
then growing up in
anybody
that
taking
environment.
notes tonight for next week's apologies and retractions segment?
We
I
apologize for fucking nothing on Mayhem.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to apologize for calling out people that have the money that should be able to afford the therapy and the legal aids, management companies that should tell them not to do the shit they're fucking
They
doing.
have
They're making
handlers.
stupid fucking mistakes.
They have handlers. They
Handlers
have
or
PR
handlers need
people.
fired too. Exactly, like their handlers not doing their fucking job.
I mean, neither is Kim Kardashian or Kanye's, but
Uh-oh. Ferg is going nuts in chat again.
God bless you, Ferg.
Yes, he is. Thank you.
Fergus.
He did this last week too.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I
like
guess
it.
we need
Yeah,
emotes. soon.
guys, like, you don't have emotes? What the fuck?
we are
Yeah,
in the
well,
process.
they're being
of-
made. They're being
they-
made.
they
They're
are.
being
We
made.
can talk
They-
about
Here.
it.
Here's my emote for that. Petra Avery.
So before we go on that subject, there's one thing. Boop said that, oh my God, Jim said balls. He's trying to be funny because I wasn't really like doing anything of that audacious. Because we have Green on the stream, and Green's one of my very dear friends, I feel like I can ask you this question and
Sure.
I won't get shot.
No, I don't have balls.
Can we? I know you don't have balls. That's the whole point of what I'm about to say. Can
Are
we
you
make it
sure?
official?
Wow.
I totally did my cousin Vinny.
Whatever. Yeah. The two Utes. Utes? What is the Ute?
What's a you?
Anyway, so let me just get this fucking question out, fucker. Talking to her.
Okay, fine.
All right. So, if we can put it on record right now, at least in the Destiny community, starting now,
Mm-hmm.
acceptable thing to say, instead of saying you have the balls, if you're female, say you have ovaries. Because I've seen it before, but no one really,
No.
like, the culture's never really said,
No,
what,
I
what
think-
would be the equivalent then?
I mean,
Why
there's
why
not...
do we have to go gender specific on it? Why can't just
Yeah.
why can't it
Well, it's
be
very
like
simple.
Why can't it be like the old days when men stood for everybody because it's basically the same fucking word? Why can't having balls just mean you have the courage? Why can't
Right.
balls just be
I
the slang
I
version?
like
I mean,
I agree with
Thanos
that
and,
statement, but at the same time, I do feel like saying balls is exclusive on some level.
It is
like
in
that.
some ways, but it's... Okay, so think about teabagging, right? You have to... Generally, you have to have a set of balls to make that work, right?
I've
I've
heard of the
heard
clam
women-
dip.
I've had
Clam
some-
slam is what I've heard.
Clam dip
Clam
is
slam
what
is-
I hear.
Slam that clam, yeah.
Yeah, and
I like-
that
I
works for
support
The
me.
other way. It's the other way, Jim.
It's the other way?
It's the other way around.
You broke Jim. That's fine.
How is it the other way around? Like, does that
I
mean the
disagree with
person
this
who
on his face
around-
because I know DK explained.
What I'm saying is that, are you saying that, like, when a female does the teabag, that it's the other way around because the person has to slam their face into the clam? Because then that's a sexual assault, and I'm not down with that.
Isn't a teabag a sexual assault?
Yeah,
You're
but
putting
the
the
person
guy in the
teabagging,
bed.
But the guy is
But-
dead.
Yeah.
So
right? It's disturbing.
So we got
it's a
into all
corpse.
kinds of shit that we don't want to get into.
you can't really object. You just kind of consent.
You don't...
Hey man, this is advertised as mayhem, and let me say we have delivered already in 20
Yes.
minutes.
Yes.
All the guys that used to play PvP with BK would
Mhm.
say live in the chat that she had a bigger dick than everyone.
Mm.
Like, she never said it. They said it. So, there goes that theory.
I mean,
I've never
So
seen
like, I'm
BK's
okay
dick.
with saying balls for anybody. I am okay with that. But I'm just trying to figure out if there is an equivalent.
Not that I
Because-
know of. I mean, I'm not personally one that's going to get offended at that, even if you do say that.
Right.
Or if women say that, it doesn't
But-
fucking matter to me.
But like, I guess my whole thing is like, I am definitely all about female empowerment, and my thing
yeah.
is that like, I feel like there should be something you can say, and maybe ovaries is not appropriate, although testicles and ovaries are very close in function relative
She's
to
got
the
tits.
gender.
She's got tits.
It's
You can't-
okay.
I mean, ovaries, you
That's-
got the 3 syllables. I mean,
See that, because I know someone that got knocked out by a pair of tits she owned. Oh,
Rick. Oh, yes. I will say that.
Wait till we're alone.
for the record, okay, I'm just gonna throw it out there because we're here. Rick just posted a GIF in our private chat here of a female yelling "Kiss my pussy." I mean,
While smoking a cigar.
Yes.
That's the best
Yeah.
And
part.
has a boss
Boss.
chunky chain on.
yeah, it's legit. It's fucking legit. It's
It's
really good.
amazing.
I kind of
Yeah,
wish you could put
and,
that up in
yeah.
our chat on Twitch.
Really
There's
do.
a link. There's a link.
Put the link
Surely,
in.
if
I
you
can
have a
actually put the
mod.
link in. Hang on. Copy link. Here we go. Boom. There
If
it
you
is.
are a
You want
mod,
to see
you
it
should
live
see it.
chat?
I might have to copy that
Oh.
link
Oh,
for
you
the
have- you
audio
have to do it.
description.
Oh, mods can't
Thank
even.
God
do
I
it.
muted my mic.
Who has a mod? Who has mod sword? You should be able to do it.
We all have a mod
Sword.
sword.
Boop.
I have mod sword anymore?
Jim doesn't have a mod sword.
Because
that-
you banned me last week, you fuck.
Yeah,
I
Jim
mean-
got timed out.
No, Jim's
Goddamn sword back.
Jim, you're an
Put it
editor.
back.
How the fuck
Put it
does he
back.
not be able to see it? Like, I can't see whose
Remod
link.
me then. It's not there.
Oh,
You can't see it?
Man. No. The link is just triple star. Star, star, star. It's like
Fuck.
triple X.
yeah, that's
Everybody
all I
gets
got
a
too.
sword. You get a sword. You get a sword. Everyone gets sword.
Rick is the Oprah.
Yeah, did you sword me again?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
This sounds oddly
Flash
sexual
mod
right now.
space
Just
grindhead
saying.
Jim. It's not hard.
I wasn't invited to the private chat. Boop Cannon, you're always invited to the private chat.
And the thing is, technically, to do this, we have to do a private chat every week. Hey, what's up, Mascara? How you doing? I'm drinking. Everyone's drinking, and we're talking about the female equivalent of person that has balls. We agreed on tits because tits are lethal in some situations.
They totally are,
it's-
especially if you're Madonna.
Yeah,
It's my
Just
wife's
like prom
favorite
date.
word.
It's your what's
prom
favorite
date
word?
was
Yeah,
running on
so-
the track.
So my wife is not one of those who are very concerned
Got it.
about language or whatever. You know, like she's just open with words. She doesn't care. But also
Yeah.
she's been around a farm her whole life, and the word teats is something that is said a lot because of the nursing
Mhm.
of the animal. So
Yeah,
so
right.
tits to her is just natural. It's her. I mean, she yells it at me all the time. So it's her favorite word.
Yes.
So
We raised miniature horses growing up, so that was a
got
thing.
5 of those fucking things.
They're assholes.
Mm-hmm. So yes, they are.
Yes.
Green is now a mod.
I am a little scared with the power.
I almost want to
You
make
need to
Ferg
be, because-
a mod. I have to talk to him about that later.
No, but that gives you access to my porn collection. No.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Wait.
that's scary.
I don't.
Oh, I'm supposed
I'm
to
not
know-
into
oh, oh.
furries.
You would probably like it, Jim. Not so much.
What, furries? Why would I not like your porn collection?
Oh Lord.
I'll walk you through mine if you walk me through yours.
I don't know. Wait. Whoa. Wait.
No.
Here's a question for you guys.
All right, I quit.
Why would you walk somebody through a porn collection?
Not the whole thing, just the concept of
It
it.
should be done in the dark with shame and never shared or discussed with another man.
2 words, sex positive.
Yes, I agree with that. But if you have a theme, And that said the theme is illegal, say child themed.
Well,
You should
Well,
not
that's
be
just-
sharing
No,
that
no, no,
shit.
no.
That's
Nothing.
not the same.
Everything I have is consent based and legal. And if I had any proclivities that were not legal, I wouldn't tell anybody. Number one, but I don't.
I approve.
So like my whole thing
But
boils
that's
down to
just what
this.
somebody who has those proclivities would say.
Welcome
But
to
mine-
Mayhem,
well-
everybody.
Mine boils down to this. I have three, right? I've
Mhm.
got classic stuff, so like 80s and 90s, and most of
Oh,
that's
God.
lesbian.
Why?
Most of that's lesbian stuff.
Nobody
And
wants to
then-
see that.
80s
Lesbian
and
porn,
90s.
80s and 90s, what I was brought up on.
Nobody wants to see all
Um,
that, bro.
I mean, okay, so I'm
I'm thinking
okay
of
with
Bush. That's all.
bunch. I mean, okay, so lesbian porn, I get that, totally
Right.
fine, right? I mean,
That's
it makes
fine.
sense,
These are
right?
90s?
Right.
No,
But
I mean, I'm not really
80s?
into it because I feel left
How
out.
much hair can one have?
That's
All
the
of it.
thing is that the
fucking
stuff-
all of it.
No.
There was
Okay,
no limits.
here's the deal. All right, here's the deal. I can
It
explain.
was the Wild
My dad-
West down there.
I found the shoebox of porn my dad had, and he
Mhm.
happened to be a really big fan of that stuff. He's dead, so he can't dispute me. And it just happened to be a lot of it happened to be a lot of top tier lesbian stuff, and there wasn't a ton of Bush. There
My
really
chat's
wasn't.
on
The
fire,
guy
man. I love him.
was like ready to go with that shit, and so
Mm.
like that was my first real exposure to it, and it was my first exposure to like that kind of stuff. So it's always like that. That's kind of like where approach to sexuality kind of came in.
Right.
So that was always a thing.
Wait, hold on. Aren't I older than you?
By like a couple months.
Wait, how old is everybody here? I'm the youngest. I know
We're
that.
all-
42 as of
old.
May of this year.
I'm 32.
Very old.
Yeah.
We're all
So I was like,
we're all the same age within a few months
was-
of each other,
I was born during
Except for me.
Prohibition.
Yeah.
except for you, Green.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the three old
Yeah.
white guys on the podcast are all the same age.
No,
and
I'm
then
just
so like
vampires.
so that was just kind of my whole thing, and that kind of informed how I would approach things in real life. And then
Right.
as time goes on, and then my internet becomes a thing, I start looking at other stuff.
As you
Becomes
do.
the modern stuff, I kind of tend to kind of lean towards body types and hairstyles and hair colors that I like, and then anybody who reacts well on camera, that's kind of in that modern stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
kinda-
acting quality is what you're saying right now?
no, not that. More of like, if you're not into it, watch it. But I can tell a fake
just
moan
like
from a
real
real
life.
moan.
Dude, you were way too
There's a
invested in
difference.
porn. Holy fuck!
Yeah, I was making
So-
a total joke because I collect none of that.
I
Why?
don't believe you.
No, it's just too much of it. Why start a collection? It's just readily.
Just go to the website
Yeah.
that rhymes with ub.
I mean, but I don't really want to see anything.
Well, Rick is on Pornhub. Didn't you know this?
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah.
His
I mean-
videos actually show up there. It's amazing.
No, I mean they're not as restrictive as YouTube, so I don't doubt that. There's a lot of things on Pornhub
If they
that
are,
are
I
not
know.
like that.
And to be fair, like, it's not something I watch often, but you got to figure. Ask the so-called collection, right?
Mhm.
It was a day of torrents, and I was like, I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna grab this.
Remember,
What was-
Grindhead
Yeah.
Jim is reskinned Ron Jeremy.
Don't fucking God damn you! I will ban you from the chat. You fuck.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god!
Has the worst storytelling, but also very funny videos. I agree with that, Sarah.
That's true.
amazing.
Because of Blue, I am low key been reading the Shaq's comments lately, though.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
because of
Yes.
Blue.
Yeah, because I listened to your show.
I mean, yeah, okay.
So if you didn't know this, yeah, Blue is actually the one who introduced me to this on their show in between when they're recording and they're normal people.
Mm-hmm.
that there is a dude that leaves comments on Pornhub as Lord Shax.
Yes.
He's really
Yes,
easy
this
to
is a
find.
thing.
His name
It
is
is-
Lord Shax.
Pretty amazing, actually.
It's all in character. It's amazing. I highly
It's-
recommend it.
It's like, gosh.
Don't even watch the movie. I just like, oh, Lord
Look
Shax
for
is
this.
back.
Okay, so how- here's my question.
A screwball in the chat says porn has given me unreasonable expectations on how quickly a plumber or cable guy will show up.
Or how quickly they'll finish. That's the real thing. They will finish their shit way faster in a video than they will ever finish in real life.
Not to mention the fact that like just the whole idea of like
Phrasing.
Yeah, when you said
Spoilers, guys.
how quickly they will finish, I'm like,
I
where are we
mean,
going with this?
You do realize who you're talking
Like-
to. The queen of phrasing. I
Right.
get dinged all the fucking time with that.
you know what show you're on, right? So
Yeah.
Because there's a thing, there's a whole thing what your sexual tendencies are in terms of your preferences.
Mm-hmm.
I think that everyone's partner at some point has taken too long. When you're like, I'm just ready to get where I want to go, you know, and there is an art to the quickie. There is an art to the
Yes.
slowly. You know, and you
There's-
got to be in rhythm with what that person expects.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's supposed to go 10
Or-
minutes. Sometimes it's supposed to go 5 minutes. Supposed to go an hour. Everyone's different.
It's true.
You can have good communication with your partner, and
That helps
Yes.
a lot.
Right.
My wife is very much like, motherfucker, I got 5 minutes, get off me.
I mean,
Right?
Does she enjoy it at that point?
What I'm saying, my wife is very good at communicating. I was exaggerating a little bit. Like, we got shit to do. You know,
Yeah.
she'll be very.
Oh yeah. And
She'll be like, hey, you know, I'm done.
There's
Let's hurry this up, please.
there's a time and place for all of that. There's a time and place for a quickie. There's a time and place for 3 hours
Exactly.
if you've got
Love
the
that
time.
this started with talking about a broken horn on Shax's helmet.
I mean, it's unfiltered. This is
My
me
sa-
drinking
This is
whiskey,
supposed-
guys.
My
It's
safe
supposed to
word
be mayhem.
is my
It's
safe
supposed
word
to
is
be
keep
mayhem.
going.
Your safe word is what, Jim?
My safe word is keep going.
I don't
Alright,
know if I want to
so-
reveal my safe word on stream, but I have one.
No, I'm not
Blueberry
revealing mine.
pancakes.
You should have one. Everyone should have one.
So everyone should have a safe word. So
My wife is deaf.
did reveal that I really?
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Is she really?
Yeah, my wife is deaf.
So
Tell
do you
that.
have? Wait. So you actually know? Do you know ASL? Is that how?
I was going to ask that. Yeah.
No.
Or is she just?
So my wife, so the technical definition is she's legally deaf. She wears hearing
Okay.
aids. She
Mhm.
can take her hearing aids out, and because of the register my voice is in, she can hear me, but she
Mhm.
can't hear most things. So all
Like
of the
higher
they're-
pitch?
yeah, higher pitch stuff. They're like the hairs in your ear that have something to do with, you know, the higher pitch sound. Those are all dead for her. Like there is nothing there. But the lower
Mhm.
stuff she can hear. It just has to be loud, and I'm naturally loud, so it works.
If you have to have a hearing impairment, that's probably the best one to have because you can go to like a concert and never like have a problem.
Yes, ish. You're still gonna lose like those high, like the cymbals. You'll actually won't be able to hear as much. Because
But the thing is that there's so many sound guys out there that don't know how to filter out too much high end, which is the stuff that
Mm.
hurts your ears.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you go to a club show and the guy's like trying really hard to get everything, and it's like it's not a recording studio, you fucking idiot. And like the high end is way too high, and you put like the earplugs in and you're covering your ears and like fucking asshole. Then I go to like the Slayer show that Baron took me to for my birthday last year, and whoever they had running sound was God, because everyone sounded amazing, was just loud enough. The mix was perfect. Almost didn't need earplugs at all. The whole
such a
show
hard
was
thing.
just butter. Oh my god! And you had
Forget boot camp.
5 bands.
God.
I mean, you figure, oh my god, Boop, what are you doing? Safe word's fried pickles. That's fair. I mean, that's not a safe word. That's a give me some fried pickles. Goddamn.
Now I'm hungry.
fair. So anyway,
Get some
steering
needs.
this
I
back
wait.
for a moment. Steering this back.
Back to what?
Getting over the fact that I feel that Lord Shax is the best sex announcer of all time. You're almost there. Seriously, think about
Would
the
you?
stuff he.
Okay,
out
so
loud.
here's a serious question for you. Would you want Shax commentating your bedroom activities?
I'm cool with it.
Depending upon the
I'm
partner,
cool with
yes.
it.
I mean,
Depending upon the partner, yes.
partner
Definitely
wouldn't give
partners that
shit.
he would have a great time. There are some partners that are like, no.
You just want
Because you
Saladin
wouldn't-
to be
you would have-
grumbling at you the whole time instead.
They'd be like, wow, what are you doing?
Get
I'm like,
through
I'm
this,
just trying to get
Guardian.
through this,
Throw more
Shax. Leave me alone.
grenades.
Anyone who's been to my live stream knows. Anyone who's been to my live stream knows that, like, time Shax says something, I go, shut up, Shax. Nobody likes you. All the time on stream. And I absolutely love Shax. And I love Salad, and I love that little argument. I want there to be a Crucible mode where they're both commentating and they're arguing. Like
That, oh my god, that would be amazing. That would fit Lore
right?
That would
too.
be way too expensive.
I don't give a fuck how much it costs. I'll get a GoFundMe up right now. Like, I want that to happen.
That would be.
You know,
I
so,
heard the cost to get Lenny to do lines
Mhm.
is astronomical.
yeah.
Don't care. I want listen to this podcast live or at home or whatever. If you're willing to put in money to get Lenny to say some shit, doesn't matter what. Like, we'll have to figure out like the goal. So no, and
They had to
we know
write
some people
so
like it.
much shit. I'm trying to. Oh my gosh,
Right.
they had to write so much for him right up front. Because
Right.
we did
The
we did the because they have a budget for every fucking season, and that's why you only get one major NPC that's new every season, because they're bringing in one person because
Right.
it costs so much.
But like, I'm willing to bet though that like there's a ton of voice lines from D1 you could probably recycle into D2 that you can put them in different contexts that might work.
Spoiler alert, there's a bunch of voice lines that are not being used that are in the API that you can listen to. Those are interesting as fuck, just saying.
Give me one.
Oh, I don't have them off the top of my head. I
Give-
just know that there's one that is Shax talking about Mara, Shax talking about Petra. Just there's a bunch of lines out there that
You're
not being used at all.
You're gonna have to give him the links to find this shit.
I
it's not
don't
gonna
have
work.
links. I have apps that I use to basically
Technology.
pull that out of the
Yeah, he's not
game.
good at it.
Yeah, so we'll have to show Rick how to use it.
Yeah, I can do that later
Technology. Good luck.
when I'm
So,
not
like-
drinking.
Moments of Triumph, that seal,
Mm-hmm.
you can't earn it after next reset.
Correct.
Are you guys pursuing it? And if so, what are you missing between now and next Tuesday?
Crown of Sorrows completion. That's the only thing I'm
New
missing.
Crown Towers completion?
Mhm. That's the only thing I'm
Let me-
missing.
Let me get you a boss checkpoint. I have them.
Yay! I need to get a
$10.
team in time.
And
And if you need a team, I can help you because I got people that need to do it. So we could
Ooh.
probably make that happen.
Green, are you PC or PS4 or Xbox?
All of the above?
I'll get you the checkpoint just so you have it. But I have a
We don't
team
have
that's
any
probably
of
going to
those.
get together sometime
Yeah.
this week.
You know, I guess technically I'm not PC because I don't have Forsaken on PC, but I do have it on PlayStation and Xbox.
Okay.
we only play on Stadia.
I'm on my Switch. What are you talking about?
You need to
Smack him.
stop.
Just smack him. Smack him.
Oh,
But yeah, I'll
I
hop on
smacked him
after
at
this.
Guardian Con. Nobody knows this story, but I smacked him fucking at the fucking Chinese restaurant.
Would you
Dick,
like
his
to?
face, his shoulder. Did he cry? Did he hurt? Did he laugh? What?
Yeah, I think this
Yeah.
needs expanded on.
I
It
mean,
wasn't my shoulder.
it was his knee, his other knee. But
When we all get together at GCX this year,
yes,
I want you to smack him, and I want it to be in the face or the dick, and I'm going to get it
Oh.
on tape.
Speaking of GCX this year, I think we need to expand our
Isn't this supposed to be
Patreon.
something unpleasant?
I think we
Need
should
to
get
expand our Patreon? sir?
Yes, I would like to get a dunk tank for Rick.
A dunk tank?
Yes.
Tank?
Yes.
I'll do it.
It's so impractical, bro. You gotta transport water and shit.
I'm not hearing a problem with this.
Worry
think
about
we
the
all- I mean-
logistics.
Really, only you need a kiddie pool because Rick isn't that tall, so you could do a kiddie pool for him.
I don't want to
taller than
speak
you.
for anybody. I want to speak for anybody. You have a friend at Bungie who may or may not be involved in certain aspects of designing the end game. I am willing to bet that if I let him know that we'd have a dunk tank at GCX, he'd be willing to come down and go on that dunk tank. And if we were able to reveal the name of the individual, you would thank him. Words, we have the goal on Patreon to get the dunk tank. We get it there, and then you have to pay X amount. Then all the proceeds from that go directly to for the
St.
kids.
Jude's or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm so.
So-
I like how you're getting volunteered for this against your will.
Yeah, I'm totally not doing that.
You don't have to. Rick doesn't have to do
How
it.
about I've seen Rick sing at karaoke.
We could set up a karaoke bar. Is that what
That
we're
makes
thinking?
one of us.
Dude, you have not
I've
lived
seen-
until you've seen me do Mickey from the 80s in a black metal voice. That's a good karaoke right there. Okay.
Wait. Like
So-
Mickey, hey Mickey,
You're
you're,
so
so
fine,
fine.
yeah.
You're so fine, you blow my mind,
Yeah.
hey Mickey. And
Yeah,
And-
in a Norwegian black metal voice. I'm telling you.
I fuck with it.
I'm telling you, it's
I
great.
fuck with it.
I've also
And
seen
we'll have to
Rick
tape the whole thing.
dance with Moonvald,
That
of all
was
people.
hardly dancing on my part.
You were totally dancing.
No, not
It was
well.
We'll dance
adorable.
with Rick. I'm putting on record.
It
I will
wasn't.
dance
It
with-
wasn't dancing. It was swaying, just because he was so drunk he was barely standing up.
This is
Dude,
true.
Fucking facts, because I had about
I've talked to Moon. I heard the story.
It's true. I witnessed.
23-ounce Guinness. I mean, like, it was an obscene amount of Guinness that I drank.
You did have a lot of Guinness. I also drank Guinness that night.
Legit.
And I was not nearly
I-
as tipsy as you were.
So
No, 'cause
if you
I was
want
like
to put me
4
over the
to 1 with
edge,
your face.
if you want to have a good time with me and you want to see me like go over the edge, Meister is my vice.
Leave him at home.
Retired Jägermeister since I haven't drank Jägermeister since my time in the metal industry.
Dude, no.
No.
Not,
Dude,
we're
it's
not
fun.
We're
It's
not
fun.
taking the lead off that dragon. You can do what you like. I ain't doing that. No. I know how that
Okay.
I've
I'm
seen
not-
you
no,
in
no,
that
no.
fucking show.
So,
I have video of Jaeger.
No,
Like
thank
too
you.
much. There's a line. It's a short line. And granted, I invented the drink
There's,
when I
like,
was in the
fucking
industry.
Fire
Oh,
and
no.
cops and paternity.
It-
Cops?
Well, there were cops
It
multiple
showed
times,
up.
but it was worth it every time, and they always left.
I was talking about me.
Like,
Mm.
yeah, same with me. Example, the last time like Jaeger became a problem, I was in Louisville,
The
Kentucky.
90s.
With those 80s
And-
foreign tapes.
No.
It was so
Those were
good
home.
once it hit your lips.
Because there's this thing that I became known for, and it was used as medication to get away from Vicodin and Flexeril. Because I had worked.
I mean,
Too
that's
well.
fair, actually. In relative.
Well, the thing is, like I was doing Jaeger bombs, and I decided that this is not economical in terms of my time. And me and my roommate, who was also my drum tech, we were watching The Hitcher with Rutger Hauer. Amazing film. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Jesus Christ, just don't have any French fries with you when you watch it. No spoilers. And we decided midway through the film that Jaeger bombs. Rick has clearly seen the film. We decided that Jaeger bombs, mixing them and so forth, and measuring everything out was just too no. So in a pint glass, so you're like
Wait. Time out.
Now you have my attention.
Jaeger bombs are too difficult to measure out, is what I just heard.
and
Yes.
that's what and they are, because here's what you do. You
I've been with
take
you the whole
about
time. Let's go.
4 to 5 shots of Jaeger and half a can of Red Bull in a pint glass. It just
Oh
fills
my
it up
God.
perfectly.
Yes.
Hey, you've got 3 Jaeger bombs in one thing, and you do it in one gulp.
Oh my god.
All right,
That's
and you
so
do
sad.
2 of those, and you're good for the night.
Okay, so
And you won't feel any pain.
confession, I've never had Jaeger. I don't like licorice.
Don't do it. Don't do that. Don't do
I don't like licorice,
you don't
which is
want-
wid I've never
don't do
had
that.
Jaeger.
You don't fuck with it.
But
Yeah.
I will do an Irish car bomb. I had one of those.
Irish
I'll
car
fuck
bomb
with
went
it,
down for
yes.
it.
I'll fuck with it.
Yeah, I will not
The
do
thing was
Jaeger.
the idea behind it was to just it was strictly medicinal purposes, and it was meant to be in a
Medicinal?
circle and shit.
Oh,
How
wait,
the-
wait.
Then-
You know what I just remembered? Does anybody remember Flaming Dr. Peppers?
Yes, they're illegal
Flaming
up here.
Dr. Like the cinnamon Dr. Pepper. What
No,
was
no,
it?
no, 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 no,
It was a
no,
drink
okay,
that
so-
tasted like Dr. Pepper, and they light the top of it on fire.
Yeah, okay, so what it
Oh.
is, it's a.
This is an 80s drink.
It's a bit.
This is why I don't know it because I was born in the 80s.
It's literally, it was an 80s drink.
Fuck
Okay.
off. The Skylab Fallout was an 80s drink.
Also,
Alright, so-
don't know that.
Fair. Anyway.
So
Okay, so it's
anyways,
a beer with a shot of amaretto.
Okay.
With 151 Bacardi on top, and you set that on fire, and then you drop it in. And then you go.
Interesting.
So, a lot of states have outlawed
Yeah.
them because they don't want fire in bars.
and that's the only reason.
That
I'll
was
make my own.
So
It's fine.
there's been places where you have like so for example, like they're technically illegal in I believe in Illinois, and there was a fest we did where they could make the drink in the bar and then set it on fire. They had to go into the foyer, which is still it's in that weird limbo because it's private property, but it wasn't in the bar. They
Right.
could light it on fire and you could do it. Those, but like
So-
the smart bomb thing, Brett. I don't know who leaked that information, but like I would go to festivals and people would start buying those. That's a $20 drink.
Ooh.
It's
Um,
worth every penny.
The
it is,
Flaming
and
Dr.
people would-
Peppers?
Oh, God.
No, the smart bomb, which is the
Oh,
5
gotcha.
shots Jaeger plus a half can. And
Ooh.
and it just became a thing where so I got video of like a lot of major death metal bands doing smart bombs with me. The one person who wanted to do it but he knew it would go bad was Dave Suzuki, who was then in Vital Remains and then went on to do like Church Burn and stuff.
Mhm.
And he was like, "Can't do it."
Boot
Um,
Cannon wants to
but
know
I'll
what a
do,
foyer
uh,
is.
What's a foyer?
Foyer is like
That's
the
an entranceway.
area,
Foyer.
Oh, nice.
entry
A foyer,
area
a
for
foyer.
a building.
I don't know what the fuck a foyer is.
Foyer.
It's so like in the fucking hotel, it's the entrance that you go in where there's the fucking huge ass ceiling. That's generally a foyer.
100% true.
Mm-hmm.
This was my first trip to Louisiana ever where I did not drink a hurricane.
I've also never tried that. I actually haven't. Okay, I drink a lot of
I
straight liquor. I don't drink
in
a
a
lot of
hurricane.
Oh,
So you
Lord.
drink liquor without accoutrement, but that's to be
Yes.
respected.
I like straight liquor. Technically, I had a tin cup, which is a whiskey from here in Colorado, with a little bit of lavender bitters, which was absolutely.
This is looking
delicious.
empty, Green. What's
It
going
is
on?
very empty, and this I've already finished 2. I'm a little scared to ask Julie to make me a third one. Just
Don't ask.
saying.
Don't
Tell
ask.
her.
Don't ask. Just go make,
Make
one.
one.
Yeah, just go do
Make one more.
Wait,
Make
this-
one more.
And then have one on
nurse it.
backup.
Make one more and nurse it.
One on
That's
backup.
right. Make
Oh
one more and nurse it.
Lord.
And then one extra
Oh,
just in
Lord.
case one spills.
I mean, I don't have to work tomorrow, so that is nice.
So,
And I'm sure she's fine with it. I mean,
Yeah, she's.
she knows your limits.
Zima
And
was
again,
a perfect drinking in the woods beverage for underagers. So was Mad Dog 2020.
Mad Dog
Underage
make you
drinking.
think of
Okay,
80s
so
porn.
here's a question. Underage drinking. Did you guys make up the fact that if you drink like wine coolers, you were way drunker than you actually were because it was cool? Because
No.
fact, I
My
did
s-
not underage drink
Fucking no.
until
I totally did.
I
I was raised
did, but not
Catholic.
until like
My
So was
son's
I.
in this
didn't
chat.
I
I
was
can't
like
answer.
19, 20.
I was the dude at those parties that showed up with a half gallon of like Southern Comfort and like was like, let's go.
Ooh, okay, so one of my,
My
first
very
jobs-
first.
I was.
Go for it, Jim.
I was gonna say I didn't underage drink until I was 19, 20.
I have to pee.
And my very first drinking experience ever, in a grocery store, and this guy, we were both baggers and cashiers.
Mm-hmm.
Want to come drink? I'm like, sure. My first drinking experience, we drove way the fuck out into this property. This is Western Pennsylvania, and I'm sure that Ryan can relate to this being in Ohio. Like there's fields and stuff in the mountains, whatever. You go to this house and there's rum and there's Coke and there's vodka and they had everything. They were just ready to go. Like I think that he knew going into this. I think he knew that I was not a drinker. Never really purported myself to be one. I never denied it, but I was never like, I never had any stories. I think he just wanted to break the seal. And to be fair, this cat was the guy. And we get there, and they were giving me rum and Cokes, and for like 2-3 years, I thought they were called Roman Cokes, like Julius Caesar. And which I still think is a cool fucking name, and I think it's appropriate for that drink. They gave me a few rum and Cokes. I had one beer, and then someone gave me moonshine. Ooh. And
see, I was the moonshine guy in the parties in high school because my grandfather was an old hillbilly from West Virginia, and he used to give me the shine.
Next thing I know, I'm clutching the earth, and the world is spinning, which was the only time it's really happened in my lifetime. Like I'm flat on the ground. My hands are like in the earth, and I can feel the entire world spinning. And by the time, I don't know how long I was there. I really don't know. And ultimately, I got better. And they sobered me up as much as they could. Guy drove me home, which was very kind of him. He could have made me stay for obvious reasons. He knew that I had to go home, and I did, and I made it into the house. I puked on the side of his car as we were driving.
Oh Lord.
And then not feeling so great, and that was that. My parents didn't give me a hard time about it. And then that kind of became this love affair with alcohol. And then, as years would pass, I would get more into it. And by the time I had decided I am a drinker, I started getting into beer by virtue of getting into a bar that one of my buddy's dad's bounced at. So he would just let us in. But everyone else was of age, but I looked like this at 20. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I looked just like this at 20. So I could go in, decent beers and all that shit. It was great. But I will say this. Michelob, Amberbach, and Screwdrivers don't mix. But I would drink them every Wednesday.
Ooh. Michelob in general. I mean, okay, so I didn't get into good beer or like.
What do you consider to be good beer?
Okay, so I drink. Okay, I'm in Colorado. For one, there's a lot of small batch beers around here. There's a lot of independent breweries.
I mean, there's also Coors Light.
Yeah.
There's also Coors Light. There's also Budweiser. Not far from here. The Budweiser plant is only about an hour from where I live.
Not a fan.
But neither am I.
I didn't have Bud or Coors until I was in the Marine Corps.
But I actually.
Assholes were cheap.
Oh yes. I did not learn how to drink beer until I moved to Colorado because I found out I don't like hops. I like malt beers. So Guinness. Right. I never drank Guinness in college. I was not a beer drinker at all in college. I drank hard liquor.
So what did she do? She moved to the capital of beer.
Yes. And then I learned how to drink beer because in February there's a national holiday, or not national, but there's a statewide holiday it is Stout Month. And so all the local beer breweries will have stouts on tap the entire fucking month. And there's like 40 different stouts to choose from. And it's amazing.
What did you do there?
Did I do?
Somebody deleted our GIF. Okay, thank you so much.
I couldn't stare at the woman anymore.
I couldn't either. I was just like, this is so distracting. Every time Green started
you can't
talking.
Go full screen with it? Just...
I'm capturing. I'm locked to what's on my screen.
No, that's fair. Well, I think everyone kind of has that moment where they decide what they do and don't drink, and that usually happens in your mid to late 20s, where you really lock in and say, what's my goal here?
I'm still trying to lock into what I like, and Rick is going to say something that I think he may regret later.
No, I was just going to say, I still haven't made that decision.
He's
Just
still
know what I don't
he's still in the
like.
experimental phase of his drinking.
I know I'm not a huge fan of tequila.
Yeah,
Dwyer?
I'm actually saying.
Neither is law enforcement.
Dwyer, you can come out anytime. We have a guest bedroom. You can come and have stouts out here if you want.
You would mention that like Colorado has like the small breweries and all that stuff. And in Western Pennsylvania, where like I really like came into my own,
Fuck all that
there's
shit.
a
They
lot
have
of
edibles.
breweries
Yes, we do.
too in Colorado. They don't have that much further thing,
Get
especially not
the
20,
fuck
30 years ago.
up.
We have all the things.
All of the edibles.
So,
I want the gummies.
as okay, not all gummies are created equal. Just saying.
If you
And
eat
it's all-
9 of them, it doesn't
You heard it here first, folks.
Oh fuck! Don't eat 9 of them. Jesus Christ! You
If
want to?
Joey Diaz can eat 9, I can eat 9.
No. Do you know?
Jesus.
Okay, so
Yo, you
typically,
motherfuckers.
typically,
Eat
and we're
some
gonna talk about
gummies.
this.
You
Apparently we're gonna talk
cocksuckers.
about this. Typically,
Listen to you, cocksuckers.
edibles are 10 milligrams of THC each. That is a fucking lot of THC if you are not used to any sort of pot.
Oh, somebody ban pens from chat.
No,
Uh-oh.
Yingling?
Yingling?
No.
fuck your mouth.
Pins?
No.
Okay.
I'm-
No.
I mean, some people
Don't
like
ban
it.
pin. Don't ban pins.
Some people
Pins
like it.
did send me some Yingling. It was not bad. It was not my typical type of stout. It is a dark, but it's not my favorite. It isn't oldest. It is fine.
Somebody
It
banned
is-
Jim
it is
from
what it is.
chat also?
You right.
Again?
Oh,
Fine,
like-
okay.
Green may remember this, at least it's an anecdote. But when we went to Guardian Con in 2017, it was me, Beard, Bennett, and
Oh my god, he did get banned.
you better add back
Oh.
my fucking mod.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank
Fucking
you.
asshole.
I don't know how to do this.
Audio listeners, I've been timed out from chat again.
For 600
Because of my-
seconds.
That
Right.
seems a little stiff. Our bot is an asshole.
But when we ended up going to Guardian Con, me, Beard, and Bennett agreed that what we needed was 2 cases of Yingling because Yingling is good. You don't have to like it. We like it is the thing. We also got
Ban him again.
like a couple liters. Fuck you. Got a couple liters of Fireball and some good Scotch and we hooked it up. And poor Matt had to endure.
Oh god.
Poor Matt, because he was drinking Scotch and Fireball, and we were just going ham. And there's video on my Twitch channel right now of Beard drunk on the bed because he can't get up, and it was fun. It was a good time.
You want to talk about poor Matt? Jesus fucking Christ! That meme that came out of freaking Man at Arms. No, there's no fucking waiver. I know there's no fucking waiver to your
He
staying
signed-
at your house. Jesus,
He signed a waiver.
you signed a waiver.
Everything was fully disclosed.
That
He knew
boy.
me.
Oh my! I call him a boy. That man was fucking just up every goddamn night with Rick.
I doubt he
But he
slept
never
from the time he
got jet lag.
he didn't get it till he got home, right? He said when it was when
He didn't get it. He didn't get it till he got to my house and took an actual like 6-hour nap. He was like, "I'm jet lagged
Yeah.
as fuck." He's like, "You probably did me a favor, man." There you go.
Oh my gosh.
My girl likes to
Fireball is terrible. Just saying. I do not like Fireball.
Yeah, but wait,
Nobody
but
drinks
if you-
Fireball for the taste. They drink it to get drunk.
Exactly.
But here's the
Which
deal,
I'm
though.
okay
If you
with.
take Fireball, if you take a pint glass and put about 20 to 30% Fireball in that glass, put the rest with like a really solid, like a really good like apple-based cider, that's a nice
A
drink.
hot apple cider.
This is why I just drink scotch. It's so much
I just-
simpler.
Well,
I
you have to
don't-
understand that when I got my kegerator, at the time I was doing 2 6 kegs in there. And on one side I had apple cider, and one side I had like a craft beer.
Ever have a snake
And,
bite?
You know. Oh, are you too many times? Too many
Mhm.
times.
We used to drink, going, back in the day, before we had any sense, Three Wise Men.
What's that?
It was Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, and Jose
Jose
Cuervo.
Cuervo,
mixed.
yeah. Jim,
Oh,
Jack,
Jack
and
Fuck
Jose.
that.
Jose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we drank that,
This
and I regret it.
That sounds like it tastes
horrible.
terrible. Just saying. Like
This
Jose added
story
in with
is-
those whiskeys. I mean,
I drank one bourbon, one scotch, and one beer in one night, like the song says. And you will vomit.
yeah, it doesn't work that way. It
You
doesn't
will
work that way.
absolutely vomit. So
Yeah,
that dude
yeah,
was
fuck
a
that.
raging alcoholic.
So, Rick, as
Yeah.
a fellow metalhead, are you familiar with a band called Control Denied?
Yes. Don't know
Yeah, okay,
how
so-
I know them, but yes.
It's because it was the progression of the band Death. Like, he added a vocalist that sings like Alfred kind of stuff. His name is Tim Amar. And Timmy and I have been friends since before he was in that band. We're still friends to this day. And to celebrate him getting that gig, he took me and a couple of guys I was in a band with to a strip club. And
God damn it! He had to bring strip clubs into
He
this.
worked it in.
I'm going to the bathroom. Screw
He
this.
is
Work-
fucking
it works.
We're
masterful.
doing strip clubs again.
it's just, it was how,
You and
it was the late
artists,
90s is how we did it. So,
I don't know that your craft is recognized as an art medium, but you are the master of it. My
thank
hat
you,
is off to
sir. Thank you. So he bought us all, like, he was doing like jack shots across the board and like doubles, and he was just going crazy. And we did a few of those, and then somebody in the band I was in, Migos, which is, and I need to say this out loud, it was a band that had all the lore was based on Algonquin religion. So I was the only
Okay.
pale face in the band. So it was all about, it was very, and the thing is, if you look at the Algonquin and the Shawnee, they're very Klingon in their approach to life, very much like honor, blood,
Mhm.
family, things. So they don't turn down drinks. But because of their blood heritage, let's face facts, they're not great with liquor. And I'm not saying I am, but he lined up like 3 snake bites for each person in the band, plus
Okay.
himself. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh Lord.
And we had pre-gamed, and the thing is, I had learned with these cats, when the pre-game came, I always had to double them. And I wanted them
Just read the chat.
because right. So I wanted to like match them because it took less for them to get to my level. So I always tried to make sure we were all on the same page, and it was
Uh-huh.
stupid fucking male posturing bullshit. And we did that, and then I grabbed a few more beers, and next thing I know, I'm hanging out the back door of my own Plymouth Acclaim, vomiting in the strip club parking lot. And they drove me back to the guitar player's place, and basically I passed out in the back of my own car. Eventually sobered up and drove myself home. That's how we celebrated Timmy getting the Control Denied gig.
Oh.
And that was how that went. Again, this is 20 years ago, almost to the
Right.
day. But it was so funny. You mentioned snake bites, and immediately my thing went Timmy, strip club, Control Denied gig, and I had to put it all in like focus.
So
This is. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
drinking stories. Being raised Catholic, you start drinking fairly young. Not sustained. My mother liked to do amaretto sours. That was like the big thing. But the special occasion, my mother hated going to Christmas, so we would take shots of Goldschlager before we would go over to Christmas, because
Goldschlager is that's good. It's
it
good.
is very good. It's better than Fireball, because
Nah.
Fireball just it's
Goldschlager
too
is-
sugary. It's
Oh,
too sweet.
Rumpelmans is very good. It's very good.
Very good. It's very good. It's not. It's
Very
not
good.
tried that one.
Oh,
It's not tried
yeah,
that
it's good.
one.
He's very good.
Das.
The all right. So when I worked in bars,
Mm-hmm.
I had this because everybody would take drinks throughout the night. People would buy them drinks.
Mm-hmm.
I would not drink until 1 o'clock. It was just
When
a
the bar's
rule
supposed to
that.
close.
No, well, we closed at 2, but
Okay.
there was nothing that I could do in an hour to get me fucked up before we closed.
Right.
Like, it just was not physically possible. So people would be like, "I want to buy you a shot." I'm like, "All right, not till 1." So I take the money, and I had a little dry erase board. I go like,
Oh my God! You had like a tab just built up ahead of
Yeah.
time.
And at like
Okay.
1 p.m., they would go, it's time. So I would just, however many hash marks they had, I would just take all the shot glasses out
Oh
and
Lord.
pour straight vodka and just, I'd legitimately, I'd go,
Okay. Before you finish,
all right, let's do this.
which vodka? Which vodka? If you were drinking Stoli, I would be
No.
very disappointed.
Usually, well, no, not Grey Goose, because I don't even think we had that at the time. Like, that came in a little bit later.
I mean, Grey Goose, obviously higher end. It's fine.
Absolute.
It's fine.
Absolute.
It's fine.
Because that was actually kind of like one of the better vodkas back then was Absolute.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was high dollar shit.
Ooh.
But yeah, Grey Goose was Kettle One. I still like Kettle One.
Isn't that a well?
No.
No, Kettle One isn't.
Is it a top?
It's like high mid.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not. It's
It's not
definitely
top
not
shelf,
top
but-
shelf, but it's not. It's definitely not the bottom.
If you can find one on your local shelves called Thor's Hammer,
Send it to me.
go for it. Go for it. It actually looks like Thor's Hammer. It looks like the bottle is shaped like Mjolnir.
Nice. I'm always good for a good hammer.
These are lies.
Phrasing.
You had me on for a reason.
Because you're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Green, go get a drink.
Speaking of which, I didn't just pee.
Neither did I.
Are those 40s? What are those? Jim?
Those are Bud Ices. They're,
It's like a 20 ounce
but
can.
there's a reason behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Reason behind it. Because here's the thing. Here's the philosophy as a guy who's
Oh,
overweight.
that's cool.
It's invisible.
Oh my god.
That's great.
Someone clip this. This is everything I've ever wanted.
I love that his face disappears. behind
So,
Wow. Lime juice.
reason that I drink this, I'm not a Bud. I've never been a Budweiser guy ever, and there was one night where I decided that I wanted to try and maximize my investment.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bud Ice is a 5.5, and for the money, you get a 12 pack of that for about $10, and I knew that I could have what I needed out of the transaction and be fine. What I came to find out, what I came to find out about is that
We have a new game.
no matter how much I have, other than like normal, like the actual chemical alcohol toxicity that you feel in your gut, like the battery acid thing,
Mm-hmm.
tend to be pretty free of effects otherwise. Like I don't tend to have headaches or nausea or any of that stuff on
You're
this
not doing it
particular
fucking
strain
right.
of beer. Brother, I gotta say is this, that me and Ryan talked about me joining the podcast. I did 12 of these talls,
Yeah, that,
and that's
Ooh.
the
and,
first.
and he can
Why?
attest I was really fucked up.
Why? Okay.
Um,
Why would you drink? Not
So,
necessarily why would you drink
I-
that much alcohol, but why would you drink that alcohol?
I can answer that question for
Because-
you. The first half of that conversation, he got really excited, and I think he was
That's true.
celebrating a little bit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was definitely that, and but the fact is like when I'm sitting there, there are not many times that I'll do that. That's maybe a once every 3 months
Chat, is
thing,
the
like that
volume
much.
low? And nobody has said anything until
It-
like we're an hour and a half in.
It's
I hope not.
It's really
'cause
not
that would be
low,
awkward.
but I did boost it up here about 5% just to.
I told you to always have me on 11.
You are too loud at 5.
This is fine.
But
I can't
but
argue.
to answer the question, for me, I like imbibing great, and this particular beer, I mean, like a nice smooth drunk, very enthusiastic drunk. And when I wake up the next day, I can down a quart of light infused liquid like Gatorade or Powerade and some water, and I'm fine. Other beers I don't have that with. And for the money versus the alcohol to carb investment. So, for example, to get as drunk as I can get on 6 of these, either spend more in money or on carbs and in calories.
I get
So
this.
to me, if I'm setting out to drink to have an effect, why would I just recklessly throw more calories and carbohydrates in my body for no good reason?
Why would you not drink hard liquor then? Because it's the least carb invested liquor out there.
Lots of sugar.
I can explain.
No. Hard
Let-
liquor is
let me
less
send you-
carbs than all the rest of them. Way less than beer.
Green-
Scotch.
Great.
Way less than beer.
To answer
So-
that question,
He's not Irish.
these are video clips from 10 years ago of me beating a pickup truck with my video camera
I'm sorry.
because hard alcohol. It does not end
you're
well.
one of those.
So Green,
I am
this is a conversation also. Being
It's fine.
the diabetic side, the hard liquor a lot of times really does have a ton of sugar in it,
sugar.
and it will spike up. Like for me, it will absolutely just wreck me for blood sugar reasons. The carbs, have more of a slow acting thing, so it's like it doesn't spike you up as hard, but it's there longer. And I know you can go phrasing. I didn't mean it to be that dirty, but
It makes perfect sense. And Ryan, like for the diabetic thing, and I'm not even joking, being where you are, if you can make a trek to Pennsylvania and get yourself a case of Straub.
we have that here.
Straub from Western Pennsylvania is like super low, like the lowest sugar beer that I've ever come across. And for diabetics, it tends to be like the best thing. It's amazing, and it's not
There's
expensive.
a thing with tequila if you're diabetic.
I don't know. I don't do tequila.
No. No. Google it.
I don't.
Vodka.
No. Tequila.
I drink vodka a
Drink
lot.
vodka. Yeah,
No, like
vodka's low cal.
The
Um,
100%
It is.
agave
It's a good one.
tequila will
There
actually
is a
offset diabetes.
There's a drink out there called Truly. It is a terrible drink. I hate it, but it's the other name for it is Skinny Bitch, and it is a
I would never
vodka
drink out of one
seltzer.
of those.
It's a vodka seltzer. Is all it is. It's terrible. I fucking hate it. Julie likes
vodka
it.
and soda?
Yeah, that's all it is. And it's not soda like soda water, but it's like that.
What is
It's
that hated name?
it's
That's
like
a fucking
LaCroix
vodka
and
and
vodka.
soda.
That's all it is.
I do not. I don't support that either.
It's not my favorite.
I mean,
So-
it's like you wanna use,
so
like,
we've
the
been talking
pamplemousse
drinking for a
with,
while.
Johnny Walker and
mean-
CBD oil. I'm in.
I mean, we talked about Shack.
Johnny
So
Walker. Yeah.
Well, I
What
have a
about
thing.
any other Destiny?
You have a thing.
That's nice
When
to
Destiny
know.
1 came out, after like a week, quit drinking subconsciously for 9 months because I was so into like raiding strikes and nightfalls. Never wanted to be impaired to the point that I couldn't be effective in the game. And for me, like beyond 2 drinks, I can't. True, dude. After like 2 beers, I can't. I can't
No.
do Destiny.
You gotta see chat.
Read the chat. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Gosh.
Hive Mummy, almost
Our audio
one.
listeners are
Almost
like,
one chat
holy
tonight.
fucking mess.
Hive
Skinny
Mommy is
bitch.
like a
Yes,
drink
she
named after
did.
me, a skinny bitch. That's what
Uh-huh.
Boop's still winning, but
But, like-
Hive got second
That's
place.
a
Well,
close second.
Yes.
We'll do a segment
Facts,
about
fucking
drinks
facts.
named after each of us and different Destiny characters in a moment. Guys have a limit on how much drinking you'll do when playing Destiny, and whether or not this is true, what are your Destiny drinking experiences? I want to hear what everyone has to say about this because me, after 2 beers, I'm useless and I just cut myself off. I can't
So-
fucking do it.
My Destiny-based drinking experiences were the morning after drinking, calling Rick and saying, "Do you want to start a podcast?" There was a lot of drinking involved in making that decision.
Oh, I drank the night before when I was on DDU, and I legitimately drank all.
You were drunk on DDU.
No, I drank a whole bottle of Jack Daniels
Oh,
during the
shit.
podcast in 120 minutes,
Holy crap.
and didn't notice because I was just talking and looking at log and like I poured.
Yeah,
the
but
drink,
during
and
the
next thing I knew,
podcast
like,
is different.
like the bottle was empty, I just went, oh god.
Like, we gotta end this podcast. I need more.
So, have you not drank when raiding or anything like that, or a crucible or a drunk crucible?
No, I'll be on 2 beers for me. I've done it, but like with the specific idea of being drunk. So there's a video on my channel of drunk trials, which was amazing, by the way. But I pace myself in those situations.
He's
I don't know if you
self-promoting
guys
on
have
a
noticed,
show
but I
that is
can drink
nothing
really
but self.
fast.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so unless I'm like going out of my way, so like one place, and this is going to be a really bad public service announcement, but for New Year's going into 2018, I believe it was, whatever year that they did SRL last, so it would have been 2017 going into 2016 going into 2017. Eve, I had to work sparkling grape juice, but the New Year's Day. Bottle of champagne, and we did RL.
Champagne
Great.
is not very tasty. Just saying.
I love. You got to get the right one. I love a good champagne. I love wine. I love good champagne.
Wine is different.
I really
I mean,
want to say
granted-
something insulting about champagne, but I'm going to offend like
Do it.
Everybody?
everyone.
Just do it.
Who cares?
Ugh. I haven't thought of it yet. I just want to say something that offends us.
So, as far as like drinking and playing Destiny, I don't actually do a ton of that. I actually don't drink very often. I think I've drank more on your show than I've ever played Destiny and drank. But
Good plan.
Maybe you're not doing it right.
I think she's doing it perfect.
I like hard alcohol when I do drink, or beer when I go out. I'm a very social drinker. That's about it. But I have.
That's how we met, actually.
Was
Which
it?
that story needs to be told.
All right, let's see.
I
If
remember
Green...
year one of year one of Guardian Con when we met. Was that at Hard Rock?
Was.
I'm just sitting here.
I
burping
walked
on
up to the
microphone
booth.
this whole show.
Yes.
So the booth is like. So I walked up to a booth, and it's green, blue.
Yes. Beard, Bife.
Jesus Christ,
and-
these names are great descriptors. Green, blue, beard.
Another YouTuber.
Motherfucker.
I fucking know. I could see his face. He's another British guy. Black
Bastard.
British guy.
Yeah.
He's another one of Bife's friends. Anyway, we were all in the same booth. Bife acted drunk after a virgin pina colada, and it was amazing.
Wait.
It's
He was really
Bife. I
good.
go with
He
it.
was
It's Bife. We know.
So Cosmo bought. No, it wasn't a pina colada. It was a virgin Cosmo. Cosmo from Bungie bought Bife a virgin Cosmo and didn't tell him it was virgin. And Bife chugged it and started acting drunk immediately afterwards. It was
And there's
amazing.
video of this, by the
I
way.
mean,
There is. There
There's
is video.
There's a psychosomatic thing that goes on with people.
There
I've done
is.
experiments
There is.
on them without
There
the
is.
knowledge.
But here's the thing: whether it's real drunk or fake drunk, a drunk Bife is one of the most jovial, loving, accepting
Oh.
individuals on the face of the planet.
He's very jovial. He's more relaxed and open about it. Like Bife is very proper most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want this to be insulting, but doesn't he kind of seem like he's got to stick up his ass most of the time?
No, not if you
Oh, not at
not
all.
if you
Not
were
at all.
like
No.
if you were like a fan, maybe it'll come across that way.
No,
But
okay,
Like,
I've met
I've
the
been
dude.
around
He's guarded.
him.
I've met the dude one time and spoke to him for about 20 minutes at Guardian Con last year, not this most recent one, but a year ago. And maybe it was just me, maybe I was a little off-putting, but he seemed very uptight. But I can
So-
tell you, in the time, he was getting ready to go do, I think
Yeah.
it was a panel. And so he may have been stressed out. And that's why I'm asking the question. Because
Right.
the
No,
one
so-
experience
Yeah,
I
he-
had,
it's
he
not
was
that guy
very...
at all.
Very, very
No,
just
he-
a
he-
white dude.
Bife is very,
the
very
nicest dude in
relaxed.
the world.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't say he wasn't nice or pleasant.
So-
he just seems very
Bife-
wound up, you know.
He's British. You do realize.
You know, he's definitely
There's-
wound up, but the thing is, like, there's a point, and I don't mean to interrupt Green. I apologize.
No, go for it. Go for
I'll
it.
give my perspective, then I'll let Green chime in. Because
Okay,
she
just
knows
do it.
better
Shut
than
up.
us.
Talk already.
met him, he was very, very happy to meet me. Was
And his
And-
mic completely took shit just
and-
now.
Yes, it did. Come back. You started
So-
it back up. So
yeah. So basically, he was very. He knew who I was. We instantly became friends, and it was amazing, in the sense that there was that spark of recognition, and for him that was enough. And he knew that he didn't have to like have the facade of properness or whatever. I think that his shield comes from wanting to make sure that he's not putting forward anything that isn't professional. Stress there, and then when you combine that with like you said, needing to be somewhere or something, that might be what it is, and I think that's true for anybody.
I would say that's definitely the case. Bife on screen, Bife on mic, Bife in front of Bife in front of peers is totally different than Bife in front of fans. And when Bife is out on the floor, Bife, I mean, dear God, that man was freaking, it was impossible to catch him on a spare moment because he didn't have one. He was literally booked from place to place to place to place. And even this year, he was the same way. We had to steal him away to do the extra podcasts that we did. And when Bife is on a personal level, Bife is very good at being very personable. As far as Bife being in front of fans, he's going to come across personable, but at the same time, a little bit more professional, because that is the persona he has to do.
Am I the only one that wants to flick her bang off of her?
I mean, I could put my hair back.
I mean, I didn't hear a word you just said. I was just sitting there the whole time just staring at it, just like.
But to be fair, like, of the big three,
This
if
is
you want to
better
call
because
these
it's
the
all,
big three,
it makes sense.
you got Beard, you got Bife, you got
Mylan.
and they're all kind of the same way, where establish a connection to you. They're like the kindest, nicest people, but because they're all emotionally invested in what they do, they don't want to give too much because there's only so much energy. It's like a battery
Yes.
pack, right?
Out of the three of
And
them, I would rank them as far as like the most professional versus most personable. I could rank them.
Oh yeah, and Beard would probably be at the bottom because he's so guarded.
Yes, 100%.
What's a
100%.
what's a
And,
flicker bang?
and then that comes from a very real place. Like, I've known Grant longer than anyone here or in the Destiny. He's always been that way. It's not being a YouTuber that put him there.
He's just that way in general. It doesn't matter if you're you're a fan or not. He's just that way.
Right, but once you break that seal, that dude is fucking amazing.
You want to break that seal?
Right. I want to break that seal.
You want to break
And
that
he's
seal?
amazing. But the thing, what's weird about him, and it's not weird, but it's just, and it's not unique to him, but like in this context, amazing to everyone but himself. And
Yes.
that is where that guardedness comes from.
Beard
He
is the
only
most
has so much energy
self-deprecating lore master out there. Period.
It's true. And the thing is, like, he's so good at what he does. Frustrating because you're like, dude, just be you. Like, you know. And Matt is kind of like the next level from that, where he's somewhat
Matt is
open, but he's guarded too for similar reasons, but on a lesser level, I think.
It's kind of funny because like there's like Mylan, and then there's Matt.
Yes.
There are
Now
two
this-
different people.
It is two completely different personas.
Love Matt and I love
okay,
Mylan.
so-
but I
And
like
which
Matt
one
more.
stayed with
story.
you for Guardian Con this year, Rick?
Matt. I bet you that.
So funny story. I think we may have told this the last time I was on, but when Mylan and we were at dinner at the Chinese restaurant, and Mylan listening to Penn's Halo talk about Halo was one of the most amusing things I had ever seen Mylan go through. Do you remember that?
Because Matt's just like this. Because he's been up for 4 days.
He was like interested.
He was interested, but he was just like barely hanging on. It was like,
But Penn's also has a very soothing voice. And so
Penn's
Just
does have
people
a soothing
accuse
voice.
on and just the story. Like, I've listened to Pins talk about Halo. It's amazing. But Matt, after a while, he was like, "This must be what other people feel like when they watch my
Yes.
videos." So I was like, "Oh my god, yes, this is
When-
exactly how they feel."
He's had 16 hours.
Bring
of
up
sleep
Mylan
in 4
Games.
days. He's perfect for this.
Yes.
Someone mentions Mylan Games or Matt. I think if there's two images in my head. One is Matt dragging a desk chair down a flight of stairs. Drinking party. We took all these chairs because we were staying in this hotel that had 2 levels.
Oh Lord.
And he just like manhandled this chair. Like it was flawless. I was impressed.
Mhm.
And it's on the video. And for some reason, like he kind of shed everything and he's just dragging this chair down. And it was a weird bonding moment to have when he just became a human that's like, let's drink. He just pulled the thing
Oh my
down.
gosh. Yeah.
And then the other one is when hosting him and Beard as being like innovators of lore and Destiny, and they're both like, get on with it. And he's like, Matt goes, can we just drink? He said, yes. And we did. And it was amazing. And it was this weird thing. His first Guardian Con, we were, all of us were surrounded by strangers with very few exceptions. And it just became this thing where everyone accepted everybody, and there was just a lot of pizza and scotch, and we just accepted it.
Pizza and scotch. That sounds like a plan.
Was a plan, man.
Hold the pizza.
I like pizza. Fuck you.
The pizza, I don't know what pizzeria it was in.
I don't
Damn.
do pizza and scotch in one sitting. That's fine.
I mean, okay, pizza and liquor, pizza and beer. Pizza and beer technically go a little better, but you know, beggars can't
True
be
story.
choosers sometimes.
Eat the
I
pizza
would just watch
first.
everyone else eat and just drink the scotch.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
That works too. That works too. Oh Lord.
Scotch is definitely a thing,
I'm
and it's something
Definitely
that
getting the impression that Green is hungry.
Okay, so I literally got off at work
Got
20
off at
minutes
work.
before. Shh. Shh.
Don't interrupt her. Let her keep telling a story. Go.
I got off of work
Go
20 minutes
on.
before we started this podcast. I have not had dinner. I have had a burrito for lunch, and that was it. And so I've had.
So get a granola bar and another drink.
I don't.
I mean, it depends on the style of burrito, whether or not that works for me or not.
It was just like a microwave burrito. It was cheap shit that I got from
Oh.
Costco. It was cheap. I mean, it was. I mean,
Cheap
saving
shit at-
money.
Cheap shit
Saving
at
money.
Costco.
Yeah.
Why would you?
I'm not judging you for your choice of burrito, but we just feel bad that we
I'm totally.
we would've
still
fine.
want you to
delayed
buy more
That
alcohol.
revealed this shit. Oh no, it's fine. I knew
Some
this was
saltine
coming.
crackers.
I mean,
Eating this whole time.
you should
I'd have been
know-
Perfectly okay with it.
You should know coming on here, we put 9:30 up, and that's just a guess. Or we put
I
9
know
up.
that.
It's just
I
a
know
guess.
that.
But to be
I
fair,
like
to be
it.
fair,
Okay,
this
hold on.
was
Let me take
this
a
was the
quick
most
vote in
on
the
time
chat.
we've been in
You
months.
guys would have. Would you have enjoyed sitting here and watching Green eat a burrito?
Would you guys have enjoyed watching me eat anything? Is the real question.
Post your answers now.
You do realize so you've heard the commercials, freaking Man at Arms. Have you heard the Super Good Advice commercial by Elmer Fudd?
Yes.
I have a commercial that I'm recording. It is in the similar style to Fudd's commercial. It is for the touch of malice.
I love the fact that 50% of the positive responses are from females.
You know, yes, I am okay with this.
As am I.
Mm-hmm.
Please
Mhm.
continue.
Yes, please continue. Shall I just start reading lore now? Will the panties start dropping? Anyway.
I have not heard this, but I can only imagine with Fudd what
Oh
is
my
appropriate.
god. Okay, so
Fuck Pins. He abstained.
did Pins abstain? Oh, Pins is fine. Pins has heard
Don't
worse.
assume
He's-
my gender. I
he's-
fucking know you. Shut the fuck up, Mona.
Is that Mona? I didn't know that was Mona.
See?
Hi, Mona. Wait, panties drop if I read lore? I mean, if you read lore well. Anyway. We're going back.
You heard it here
digress.
first, folks.
I need a beer.
There's a reason I do focus fire chat. We'll just say
Go
that.
get a beer.
So, Wicked Jester in chat wrote super good advice commercial for Elmer Fudd to read, and Fudd has a very sultry, 80s style porn star reading voice. If we're going with Jem's style,
You know what? He reminds me of an '80s radio disc jockey that's on at midnight.
yes,
That's what
that is
Fudd reminds me
exactly.
of.
That is exactly what it sounded like.
Why does he not have 3,000 fucking Twitch followers?
Because he doesn't just do audio.
Oh, Jesus.
I love you, Fudd.
The bald head and the flannel doesn't do it for you?
On that note, I'm gonna say that's fucking fair and go grab a beer.
Go get the beer. This is a follow right now.
I love Fudd. I actually did a podcast with him recently where we did Whose Line Is It Anyways, Destiny style, and it was fucking the hardest podcast I've ever done. Because it was all improv, which granted, I don't mind doing improv, but I have a very particular wheelhouse that I get into, and that wasn't exactly the wheelhouse that everyone was into. So it was, I will keep doing this motion because it's better than some of the other motions that I could be doing.
I mean, like this one?
She's not in here.
I mean, someone had to do it.
It's okay.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually breaking.
No, because we advertised this as Mayhem, and if we didn't actually achieve that.
This is true, but PC has never seen me like this. Rick has. That's whatever.
Right.
Never.
But here's the thing. Let's think for a moment. Let's say someone 2 years. And
I
let's
missed
say
all
that
of that because your mic cut out. Let's say someone.
Let's talk about,
let's say someone went back.
Mhm.
If someone went back 2 years and watched the podcast with me and Green on my show, we talked about music and education and forwarding the culture of America and all the things we talked about. And then did a search of the two of us together, and then they went to this.
Yes.
So I'm okay with that. Number one.
I mean,
also,
everybody's human.
Pretty much just been talking about fucking or alcohol for 2 hours.
Actually, I've not been talking about fucking. Jim has been talking about fucking.
Oh, you've been talking about it. You're just trying to cover it up with other...
I haven't really been talking about fucking. We're talking about we had a little bit of porn discussion. There was a little bit of like
80s bush porn.
Yes.
The rhythm of fucking.
I have to go
like,
back and bring up old shit. Fuck.
strip clubs. There, I said it. All right, fine, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Getting at is this, like, that just gives you like the idea of like the range of which, you know, the discussions can be had between people that appreciate each other on every level.
And Rick.
And that's what this is really about.
What was it like to have
Because
sex?
I was-
Hold on, let me show you.
Your finger is not very long.
You just give yourself a goddamn swab? What was that?
I like how I get glared at after that.
I mean, it gets bigger as I put toward the screen.
Gets bigger as I put it towards the screen. Is that how that works?
Do
In
you notice
those
how
videos?
like, you know how like this is my finger spread as far as I can, but Green was like it was like a full blown fucking.
Do not make me pull this out.
We'll get my crop if you need me to. I'm just saying.
I have it shaved. It's fine.
This has gotten oddly sexual in the last couple of minutes, and I have not done any of it.
That
I
was
would
not my
like to
intention.
say that
A
it is
screw-
not my fault this
A
time.
screwball has the perfect answer.
No, more bush than the
Look,
outback.
I'm just
Okay, I
saying
don't
the
even know
state.
what that fucking means.
Yes, you
Sex in the
do.
80s. There you go.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. I don't know what the outback like. Okay, this is.
We're
the
talking
fun
about the
thing.
steakhouse or the actual outback in Australia.
So
Even then, I don't get it.
there's this fun little meme that goes on with my show, with my not only with Focus Fire Chat after like the After Dark version or like my stream and everything. Everyone thinks I'm really fucking dirty. I'm just not that dirty as you guys think. I will say things every once in a while fully knowing exactly what I'm saying, but there are many things I have no fucking clue. And you guys take it really wrong.
Fact is, there's a difference. There's a big difference. Again, sex positive, and then being like super lewd. Like there's all differences there. Like any can be fine, right?
Heard it best
I just
once
saw-
described by Jeff Foxworthy. You know, men can turn any conversation into sex talk.
True.
So, I mean, he took, and I'm not going to go into his whole bit, but his example had to do with getting your tires rotated, and you know, a married man will go, I have a coupon in my wallet, and a not married man, young man, will turn that into, you know, I'd like to rotate her tires.
Yes,
you know,
I remember that show.
Yes, so I mean, I don't need to run through the whole bit, but
That's a big job. I don't want to rotate.
The funny, it's just one of those things. Like, I don't mean for things to come across the way they come across sometimes, and it happens.
They do.
And
Phrasing.
the great thing is,
blame the English language.
the great thing is I accept it either way.
Green,
Jesus
is that a
Christ.
ghost tattooed on your forearm?
It is. It is.
I've never seen that before.
So, Issaquah and I got this at Guardian Con this year. She has one identical to mine. It is a ghost with trace lines going around where there's ships meeting up ish on the opposite side. So we have like
trace lines. What do the trace lines represent?
it is actually more for her than it is for me. She has some marks from former troubles before, but we have matching tattoos.
Got you. So it's meant to kind of like go into the whole thing. Because again, for me, I remember when I got my very first tattoo on my inner forearm, and it became a sleeve very quickly. Do you have any signs on maybe going?
Oh, I'd love to get a 3/4 sleeve. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 tattoos, one on each foot. On top of the foot, one that kind of wraps up the ankle on that left foot, one on my left shoulder, one on my left bicep, and then the one on my right forearm. It's money. It's money that's preventing me at this point.
For me too. I haven't had a tattoo in 18 years.
Yeah.
And everyone tells me like basically I've got to get an Iron Banner tattoo at some point. That is going to happen. And the big question is it going to be on the chest? Is it going to be up here? Because like this arm is pretty bare. I'm going to be getting a tricorn at some point, and there's been debate if that'll be a tramp stamp or not. It probably should be.
I mean, how much you whore out to the game is what it's up to you. But
y'all know me.
Y'all know me. The next one I'd like to get is actually an expansion of the one that's on my left arm. My wife and I both have circular base tattoos. Mine is a broken down Tao. If you guys know what that is, it's a yin yang. I want to actually get it fully up my shoulder and kind of connecting to my back tattoo.
All right, so instead of a drunk tank, I'm wondering if we just need to hire a tattoo artist for the couple days.
I would pretty much be down for that.
Dude.
I wonder if we could actually pull that off.
Hire a tattoo for a couple of days? That would be
I mean,
expensive.
I'm wondering if they would allow that in the convention center, though, to have that going on in the convention center.
Allow that. I'm sure we could find a local artist in that area that would be able to pull off the shit. And I would totally.
But it'd be off-site, though.
That's what that was my point.
I'm putting it on record right now. I'm going to put it on record right now. I would do a Destiny Unfiltered tattoo
with
if
Boop.
they allowed it at the convention.
I'm sure Boop would be down to get one. I mean,
Boop would probably be down for a tattoo.
He's got Destiny Unfiltered merchandise, and we don't.
Well, here's my thing.
What?
For me, for that tattoo to like it off, I want a Destiny Unfiltered coat of arms and I think Rick is muted. But I want a Destiny Unfiltered coat of arms.
How
made.
fucking long have I been muted?
Like a long time, dude.
A while.
Like a long time.
Wow.
I would probably 10 minutes.
All right, my turn to take a
I
piss.
feel,
Be
like,
right back.
I feel like the
So
coat of
Mystic
arms
will
need to
leave
be
on
like a
the
bottle of
playlist.
scotch,
Don't forget your drink. Reed.
Peregrine Greaves, something representing like uncensored, like a parental advisory or something. I'd be totally down for that.
If Boop is still on, I'm kind of curious. If we paid for it, if he'd get the Unfiltered logo tattooed on him.
The caveat is we all have to get it too.
No.
Not ask him to do it if we didn't
No,
do it.
I have enough scars, so I don't have any tattoos because
Yeah, I can't do tattoos very well, dude.
I mean I'm kind of set in that department.
Okay, I'll do it. Fuck both of you. I'll do it. I'll do
You
it.
just
with
want to
them.
do it. Just say I want a fucking tattoo. It's fine.
I want a Destiny Unfiltered tattoo, goddammit, but I want it designed, whether it's Khan or somebody else. I want us to have a coat of arms, and I want that to be the thing. Because whether this lasts, whether I'm fired after this episode, which I probably will be, or
That's not an
lasts
answer, Boop.
10 years.
No, we're gonna fire Green after this episode.
Why are we firing
I'm firing Green. Fuck you.
I mean she's only here for the one.
Green is rolling with all of this.
But
I think if anything else, she's hired again.
She's back. Shh.
You-
I like how you guys
Where's
are
the other drink?
being just as bad. Where's the other drink?
Yeah, we said don't forget to get
Yeah,
your
where's
drink.
the drink? Oh, I'm not
I
going to
realize-
grab a drink from the fucking toilet. Are you crazy?
I realized two things when I took a piss earlier. One, I am out of beer, which is a tragedy, but I won't bore you with that. And two, what time it is.
10
It
minutes to 11
is.
Eastern.
Fair.
Yes, it is.
They can do
That's
that in
fair.
Guardian Con. That's what the fuck we're talking about, Mona.
Right.
Yes.
But right now, it's just me and Boop if Boop agrees.
For
The other
the
two guys are like,
Destiny
"Ooh,
Unfiltered tattoos.
They're trying to get Bungie to make a Man-at-Arms Greaves ornament.
Ooh.
That would be cool.
Dude,
Hmm.
that needs to be a thing.
Where there's like a little skull on the knee, like the drawing that you showed earlier.
I'm assuming.
You can't tell me that you wouldn't get a Peregrine Greaves tattoo if they put your...
No, my
Come
idea
on.
for the ornament.
I'm
though, was
sorry.
My idea for the ornament was 1,000 Kodiak bears, and
I-
actually have 1,000 little Kodiak bears all over the Peregrine Greaves.
I mean, you could just get for Texas tattooed across your ass. It would work just the same. But
Yeah, from Louisiana, so that's not going to happen either.
I mean, okay, so the thing that I first popped into my mind when you said Peregrine Greaves tattooed is for him to literally get the Greaves tattooed onto his legs, which his legs are a little skinny to make that actually work pretty well.
I want to see Rick get.
Seriously.
I want to see Rick get. Michael Jackson said this was the most stable gun he's ever fired. Tattooed up his side.
Oh my
Are
god.
you saying my legs are fucking skinny?
I have
Seriously?
thick ass legs, so I mean, I am more Titan than your ass at that point.
Hey, Green, thick legs. Thick legs,
Mhm.
forever.
Mm-hmm.
Jim is not vaping.
Jim is not vaping.
Jim is not vaping.
Oh,
Dude,
we're
I got
I have
my
been
ass is
accused of
like
having
two
a
badly
lot of
parked
things on my
Volkswagen
body,
buses.
and legs has never been one of them.
I love it when you guys talk over each other.
Deal with that.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to take my audacity anyway, so fuck it.
You will take my audacity and you like
Yeah,
it.
if you'd fix your
Figure.
fucking mic, I wouldn't have had to tonight.
Mike, that's the problem. It's my Discord connectivity.
Whatever.
That's the problem. I tried to fix it for months.
I mean,
And this man works in software support, ladies.
I mean, internet provider is a problem. Just saying, I lived
Yeah,
in
but my-
Kansas where upload speed
I
was
mean,
like
he's not. He's in Texas, but he's not in the, Dallas.
that's you can only
That
do
will be
with
a
what you
thing
got.
in a month. That's the plan.
His internet's gonna get way better once he moves.
His ass is gonna get way better.
Or
the
his
hell's-
internet, either
No,
way.
not my ass. Not my ass.
He's gonna be rubbing that good
My ass will
lotion
never
in
get
there.
better.
His ass is actually totally beyond repair at this point.
Put lotion in my ass to improve it. Here first.
Can't you at a certain point, you just have to call the patient. It's dead. You can't resurrect this. His ass is gone.
There's more
He's
jokes
not
to be
wrong.
had, but I don't want to go there.
No.
No, go there. Fuck it. Mayhem. Do it.
Mayhem. Nah,
We
it's
should
too late now.
probably start to wrap this up at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta pitch the Patreon at some point, so I'm gonna do it now.
Okay, go.
We wanted.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wait.
boys and girls, listen, if you want to see this kind of debauchery and, mayhem kind of
Shit.
this clear bond between us and many other people, the best place to do is going to be at GCX this year in 2020. And the best way to support that initiative is to go to Patreon, which is destinyunfiltered.com/Patreon, where the entire goal of that is to facilitate getting us a booth at GCX, where we can do either a dunk tank or a tattoo booth or whatever the community decides we're going to do, and do live streaming and allow people that maybe don't have the means or the community size to get that level of exposure at GCX to come down. What we do is to kind of bring people that level of exposure and camaraderie into this space that kind of denied people of a certain level. We are very blessed to be at a point where we can facilitate this, but we need your help. So whether it's $1 or $5 or 20 or whatever you can give, please go to destinyunfiltered.com/Patreon. See what we're dealing with and what we can do to help you guys boost the community up in a general level. We can give you exclusive content, audio, video, text, you name it. It's going to be a great time. The stuff out there. Come. So destinyunfiltered.com/Patreon. There, I said it. Moving on. Hey, look, even 5 beers in, I can run that fucking pitch pretty well. To say that. 5 beers in, I can still do it.
I'm sitting here thinking the whole time, fuck, he's drunk. Rick's muted
Rick, you're
again.
muted again.
Stop it.
He's
You're
still muted.
All right.
Hello, children.
Run.
Oh, Lord.
So you unmuted just to say hello, children?
Say everybody. Just you, my balls that big and salty and brown. Anyway,
Did you say his balls were salty and brown?
Big and
it's
salty
a
and brown.
Colorado thing. Just Google it later.
It's a
fine.
Colorado thing? Oh,
Isn't it a South Park thing?
Legitimately.
I mean, isn't South Park based in Colorado?
Yes, that was
Yeah,
kind
I
of the
thought
point. All right, Rick,
So-
let's wrap this up.
I have no idea what the fuck I was gonna say anymore.
Say goodnight, Rick.
Green. If people want to hear you say things that aren't any of this, where can they find you?
They can find me at Focus Fire Chat. If you like to listen to podcasts about lore that isn't Bife or Mylan Games or Beard Grizzly or any of the other people on YouTube, and you happen to be driving in a very boring area of the country,
You need
Please
at least
listen to some.
5 hours for one of their shows.
actually,
Wait. this
there
is
is
interesting.
this is a new thing. And this is something I have implemented because I am the head bitch. We have broken up the podcast. We are doing 2 installments, an introductory episode, which is about an hour long, as well as an advanced episode for those of you who want to get into a deeper dive into the lore. And we go into probably about an hour 45 maximum. So you're not getting the 4-hour episodes or the 3-hour episodes you had before. You are getting merely little bite-sized things. So if you so happen to like that kind of thing and you want a little bite size, you can join us at Focus Fire Chat. You will not hear me talk like this on Focus Fire Chat. I am not drunk when we're doing
I
this.
left Ohio.
Goddamn.
This week I drove.
Phrasing, bro.
I drove to Canada. I started as I was pulling out of my driveway. I started an episode of Focus Fire Chat. I arrived in Nova Scotia. this episode was still playing.
Which episode?
I don't remember. It was like 29
The
hours of
thing
fucking
is-
driving.
It's not 29 hours long.
No,
The
There
new
is a
stuff
market
stopped.
for that, though. There's nothing wrong with long form
Right.
audio content. Nothing wrong.
And the other thing is we started this new format last month. So if you are behind on the episodes, you're going to be behind for a while. So we're just starting this out. It's fairly new. We've got kind of a guest episode where the guest is pretty much in charge of the first introduction episode about the content, and then the advanced episode where I basically let Blue off his leash for a little while for a couple of hours, and he just goes.
He talks
Bro, I had Blue on my podcast, and
a lot.
it's be an hour turned into 3 fucking hours, and I
It
could not get him to
happens.
stop.
It
I love Blue.
happens.
I love Blue. And
The fuck
we had a great discussion, but goddamn.
Jim,
Jesus,
shut it.
What you
He does like to talk. Anyway, you can find me there on Focus Fire Chat, or you can find me on Twitter, or you can find me on Twitch, all at GrnEyedMusikLvr, GrnEyedMusikLvr.
Very quickly.
Brian, what the fuck do you have to say?
Nothing. Let's move to Jim.
No, what?
Just skip me and go. Let's hurry this up.
We've already
Ryan's
done it.
done.
Brian's sober and confused. This is fine.
All of our
for
links are on the
you-
DestinyUnfiltered.com site.
Yes, if you actually go to DestinyUnfiltered.com, we have all the links. All the links. We're huge on audio and Japan for some reason. I haven't figured that out yet because we don't even speak the same language. But I digress. If you're here tonight and you're hanging with us in the live chat, which you sick monkeys, you. What the fuck is wrong with you? But thank you for sharing your time with us. Thank you for deciding to spend your evening with us. If you're one of our audio listeners, I love your face. Next week, who the fuck is here next week? Something is happening. Who has a clip? We have a guest. Hold please.
Oh, I'm so glad we're well prepared for this and organized.
Oh no, this is good. Next week we have IRL Guardian.
Nice.
So if you don't know who he is, then this
Obviously,
is gonna get weird.
tune in next week to find out, I guess.
This is gonna get really weird next week because
Yeah, it's going to get weird.
reasons.
And
It's not gonna be this. We're all gonna have pants on next week. Nobody will be shirt cocking it.
Wait,
drinking either.
I have pants on. Who doesn't have pants on?
The rest of us.
Rick?
You notice it is at a standing desk and you can only see from above his nipples, right?
I mean, I want to be comfortable at home.
We want to be comfortable. I'm sorry. Never mind. Nope. Let's cut the show. I'm not
I
going
also
there.
didn't angle a mirror awkwardly behind myself like that for these reasons.
Oh, fuck.
But I digress.
Alright.
So we should probably raid somebody.
Good.
Do we have any suggestions on who we should raid?
I don't know. I'm loading.
Who's even streaming right now?
I see
We're streaming right now, but I'm
Khan's
not gonna
on.
Khan.
It's
I like Khan.
Yeah,
I like the
the
Khan.
first time we ever raided him, he goes, "What the fuck is Destiny Unfiltered?"
I remember.
3 weeks later, he's on the show.
I remember.
But all right, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for all the things. Next week, I don't know. We're probably going to stay sober. It should be somewhat quasi-professional, or not.
This was not meant to be that.
Never.
So,
We have to do this like
fair.
at least once a quarter, where we just like.
I agree with
pants
that.
and
I agree with
Lots of alcohol.
It's not a regular thing, so enjoy it while.
Yeah, just remove the mirror next time. Great, that's fine.
I don't have. There's a mirror in the fucking corner, but it's not pointing at me. Just
The
saying.
fucking corner.
I mean, this fine.
That's the
All right,
fucking
fuck it.
corner.
Say goodnight, Ryan.
Good night.
We're out of this
Good
motherfucker.
night.
Oh my god. Freaking Mona. Did you see her